Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, where today might be a two-video day because we've had a lot of requests to study or to solve today's Times crossword for you guys. So I'm not sure exactly why. I'm going to just take a look at the stats, I suppose. Let's have a look at what's going on here. It says Mark's time there, 8:57. Okay, well Mark's average time for solving the Times crossword is a hair over 6 minutes. So it's taken him almost half as long again as he would normally take. So that's why this puzzle's going to be monstrously hard. In fact, there's very few names up here I recognise and believe. Pontius is a real person. Aphis 99 is a real person. Let's have a look at some of the others and just see whether we can get an idea for... Wow, I mean these guys, Verlaine, Jason James, these are regular finalists in the Times Crossword Championship, and they are taking 15 minutes, so this could be a long video. Right, okay, let's go. If I can find it, there. Right, a case of straight shot the Danish miss. A case of straight shot the Danish miss. Wow, that's a really oddly worded clue. It's incredibly difficult to understand what that's getting at. I'm not even going to try, I think. Port that's superior, consumed by King John, not the first. Superior in crosswords is normally the letter U, which is an old abbreviation for upper class. But knowing there's a U, it's probably the name of a port. 8-letter ports with a U in them. I suspect we're not going to get that. Did some housework and finished inside. Did some gardening. I got that one. This means did some housework, and we need a 4-letter word for did some gardening, and we're going to put a 4-letter word for finished inside that word. So if you did some gardening, you hoed. If you finished, over. But over inside hoed, you get hoovered, which means did some housework. And that gives us a V. I'll use that. One using pin, I'm thinking rivetta. To fix note inside flower. Yes, it is. So you notice I read that incorrectly. If you want to understand how the wordplay works, what we need to the way to read this to understand how the wordplay works is to fix note inside flower, and something that flows is a river. So if I put river around one of the musical notes, and we have to know these, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti and do, and we have to also know the spelling of them, and T, the musical note T there, is spelled T-E, and that gives us rivetta, one using pin as the definition. Let's try this 3-letter word. Back out of sleeping place, finding insect. Ugh. Okay, well this will be a 4-letter word for a sleeping place. And we're going to take the final letter out, the back letter out of it. Dorm. Okay, door. That's a difficult word. A door is, I think, a type of beetle. So we've got, yeah, dorm without the last letter. So that gives us a case of straight shot the Danish miss. A case of straight shot the Danish miss. Good Lord. Okay, I think this is Astrid. How am I getting Astrid? Well, I think that's the Danish miss is the definition, as in a Danish name for a lady. A is just A. Case of straight is saying take the letters that case the word straight. So the first letter and the last letter, the case of the word. And then if you get shot of something, you get rid of it. And that gives us Astrid, which I think is the answer. So let's have a look at 2 down now. Inform on strike, or inform on strike down in production area. Okay, so if you inform on someone, you shop them. If you strike down someone, you floor them. You put those together, you get shop floor, which is, of course, the production area of a factory. What's this going to be? A fat chance, probably. Let's have a look. Some hope FA can teach training. Very nicely worded clue, and it is a fat chance. Some hope is the definition, and then FA can teach is being trained. Training there being the anagram indicator. Fat chance. Let's try this one beginning with H. Unruly gang of scoundrels outside empty local celebrated. Unruly gang of scoundrels. Empty local will be the letters L or L and L, because if we empty out the word local, we remove the insides of it. Celebrated in crosswords is normally sang. Ah, yeah, okay. How about Hell's Angels then? So I can see that's got LL and sang inside heels. Ah, yes, scoundrels are heels. So unruly gang here is the definition. And that's being made out of, we're making our Hell's Angels out of scoundrels, heels, surrounding LL and sang. Wow. Well, it's given us some good letters though. After cutbacks, employ alto as tenor to the Queen, say. No idea. This one. How many of us following leads? How many of us? Ah, that's lovely. It's another beautifully worded clue. So here the definition is how many. And what it's trying to hint at is that the answer is a number. So can we think of a number that fits in here? Well, obviously the number 4 fits in here, but why is this correct? Well, we need to read it very carefully. Of us is the word our. If something is of us, it is our. And then following leads, well, F, believe it or not, can be an abbreviation for the word following. And if you know that, and you put that in the lead of the word our, you can create the word for, which is, I'm sure, the answer. So let's try that one. Twice crossing desert and bog area to see city. Twice in crosswords is quite often bis, B-I-S. That is a word that means twice, so that is in fact going to help. So twice crossing, if you desert, you rat. And if I put bis on the outside of rat, I get Bratis, and all of a sudden we've almost got the answer. To see city, so we need the name of a city beginning with Bratis. Well, it's going to be Bratislava. And a bog area must be, oh, I was about to say a bog area is a lava, but of course it's not. A bog is a lavatory, lav, and then an area is a. That's very clever. Beautiful clue. This is a stunning crossword already. Vote for period to be reduced. Well, again, we just have to read this carefully. If I tell you the definition is not vote, it's vote for. A vote for something is a yay. And a period, well, that's a time period which needs to be reduced, so we'd cut the last letter off the word year, and we get yay. And now this looks like loyal, doesn't it? Loyal toast. After cutbacks, employ alto as tenor. Alto I can see there as okay, so after cutbacks employ I'm just trying to understand, if you employ somebody, employ is use. I'm just trying to get why this loy works. The rest of it is alto as tenor. Well, alto is just here, as is here. T can be an abbreviation for tenor. So after cutbacks, is it saying take the end of the word employ, which would be L-O-Y? I'm not sure I'm quite understanding that. Oh, and that leads to a, whoa, what is this word? 524 with a word that must be a foreign word, obviously, in 6 down. Well, correct French version of film came out. Oh, okay. This is going to be something like, oh, I'm not sure. My French is going to be up to this. That's annoying. Let's try this one. Ends in O. Land to the north, I wish I could auction mostly. Land to the north. Don't know. Let's try that one. Extra approval, lawman needs overturning. Well, a lawman in a crossword is almost always a DA. It's in a district attorney. So, yeah, an approval is a nod. So if I reverse nod and DA, I create add-on, which is an extra. An extra is an add-on. And that gives me an A in my port. Consumed by King John. There. I don't know. Let's try 13 across. Where Bible readers may turn for warning sign. So the way I first read this, I think it's going to be the name of a warning sign. Where Bible readers may turn. Well, I'm trying to think of the 4-letter books of the Bible. At the moment, I've only come up with Acts and John and Mark. Mark? Is a Mark a warning sign? Not sure. Let's try that one. Antipodean timber suppliers' refusal to bear reduced profit. Oh, well, this is a very difficult word. I only know this from solving the listener. So an Antipodean timber supplier is a very long way of describing a tree. And a type of tree, a refusal, is a no. And if I put no around the outside, because it's going to bear a reduced word for profit, so we need a 4-letter word for profit, where we're going to reduce or take away the last letter. Now, profit can be gain. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce this, but well, I will. Ngeo is a type of tree I've heard of, so I think this is the right answer. And that means my biblical book has an O in this position, which is unfortunately going to show you my ignorance about biblical matters. I haven't used that. Have I used that T yet? No. That's surprising. No place for recalling. No prize for recalling place name. That's surprising. No prize for recalling place name. I have no clue what that is. Let's try that one. I.e. not a lot's moving. Okay, well this is an interesting clue. This is an and lit clue. In the sense that what that means is that the whole clue acts as wordplay and the whole clue acts as a definition. So moving here is an anagram indicator. You can see that i.e. not a lots is 10 letters, so we need 10 letters. And the whole thing is the definition, i.e. so nose to tail. Traffic is nose to tail. It's not a lot's moving. Very clever. Let's try that one. Review of yours truly's Latin at college. Yours review. Sum up. Okay. Goodness me. My Latin isn't the best. I never did Latin at school, but Nito ergo sum rings a bell. So that's I think, therefore I am. So I am is probably sum in Latin. Yours truly's. I'm. Yes, yours true. I'm this. You'd say yours truly's this. Okay, so sum is the Latin, it's a word, and then if you're at college, you're up. So, and sum up obviously is to review. So that looks correct. Mysterious cat, I may start to vanish. Oh, that's another beautiful andlit. Goodness me. So this is a T.S. Eliot reference. And I think the answer is McCavity, who was a famous vanishing cat. And obviously, so how's this working? Mysterious is being used as an anagram indicator. So I need to anagram cat, I may, and the starting letter to the word vanish. And if I do that, I can create McCavity, a beautiful clue. and it gives me some useful letters, hopefully. Leaves casually for function. Oh, it must be cos, being a mathematical or trigonometrical function. And cos, leaves casually. Well, cos, I think, is a type of lettuce. So, I mean, I'm not sure whether casually is needed in that clue. You could almost just have leaves for function. I'm not sure why casually is there, but I think it must be correct. Thus Vincent's night visit. Thus Vincent's night. Starry, starry night. Don McLean. Starry would fit. Visit, entertaining bishop. A visit is a stay, and a bishop is a right reverend. So there are two things you tend to see for bishop in crosswords. B being the obvious one from the chess notation, and right reverend is the other. So starry, I think, is correct, and I approve of any clue that references that song of Don McLean's. Antony's wife, well, it's going to be Octavia. Round court. Round is just the round letter. Court, CT, that's an abbreviation for court. And Cleopatra's close will be the closing letter of the word Cleopatra. And if you go by something, you go via it. Goodness me. Wow. So, love's about romantic bliss primarily in a poet's eyes. Well, a poet's eyes are going to be orbs, and I can see that loves, you can see this apostrophe S here. That S there is important. Love is just love, a zero, as in a score in cricket being love. This apostrophe S is that S there, because OS needs to go about the primary letters of romantic and bliss, which are R and B respectively. And that gives us, what is this? Her soppy stories about bachelor. This is a semi-andlit this time. This is an anagram. Yeah, okay, I think this is sob sister, because if we anagram stories around B for bachelor and S for son, we get sob sister. And I think that was somebody who used to tell soppy stories. So how does it work? Soppy is being used as an anagram indicator, and the her at the front of the clue is sort of saying that the rest of the clue refers to the answer. So it's a semi-andlit, because if it was a perfect andlit, you wouldn't need this word her there. You can see the wordplay is just soppy stories about bachelor and son. But that doesn't quite work in terms of there's actually no definition there of sob-sister. So that's why the her at the front is necessary. Okay, so we've done well in the bottom right, and we've done well in the top left, but we haven't looked at all the clues down here. Let's try this one. Must end in up, presumably. In general, very small drink. A sup is a small drink, perhaps. Is a hopeful sign. A sip could be a small drink. Hopeful sign. Thumbs up. I think this is saying a general, as in General Tom Thumb was a very small general. So in general, very small, I think is cluing thumb here, and then drink is cluing sup. So thumb, sup, put them together and we get the hopeful sign. So this one ends in M. I can't actually think of any word off the top of my head that fits here. Tourism, I suppose. That's surprising. No prize for recalling place name. No, it's not tourism. Ooh, difficult word this. If you were to say that's surprising in speech, you might go core, or even my goodness, or something like that. So that's surprising. My, no. A prize is a pot. Reverse the whole thing because it's for recalling. We need to recall it, reverse it. We get toponym, which is a an expansive way of saying a place name. So, pipe set alight here. Pipe set alight here. I don't know what that is. Pipe set alight here. No. Chips Peter had with spoon at wedding. I have no clue what that's about either. Well, let's hope we can get this one. What's so smart about saving time? Ugh. Okay, well, saving time. The problem with this clue is there are so many different ways of reading it. So my initial thought would be it's a word that means smart or so smart, reversed, containing a T for time. But it's possible that it could be a 6-letter word which is being reversed, and it's being reversed save for the abbreviation for the word time, i.e. without the abbreviation. Ooh, blimey. Okay, maybe this is why everyone's struggled with these last few down here, although having said that, I haven't done these ones either. I haven't even looked at this clue. Failed to appreciate or mark one's wise words. Missaw, goodness me. So mark is M, one's, wise words, saw is a set of wise words, as in a proverb. Missaw, failed to appreciate. I think that probably is a word. I'm prepared to gamble it, that's for sure. So I need to get this French expression. Film came out. So I have got to put a C in this somewhere. And an F. Comme il faut? Is that an expression? That rings a vague bell to me. Like it should be, or something. If that's right, that gives us a C, and I still need my U in here. Auckland would fit. Port. Auckland's a port. Why is that the answer? Superior, that's got my U in it. Consumed by King John, not the first. Was King John called something like John Lackland because he kept losing wars? John. I'm sure I've heard of John Lackland. I don't know whether that's complete nonsense. This is. I hate it when this happens because it's just, you feel like you're on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and you're getting the £200 question wrong, and everyone's seeing it. Well, I'm going to go with it. I'll have to check at the end whether it's right. So, land to the north. Well, it's not to the north, but Lesotho would fit. That's the name of a country. Let's put that in and see if it's right. Oh, goodness me, that's difficult. I would have given this a question mark. Okay, so it is Lesotho. Land is the definition. To the north is being used as a reversal indicator because this is a down clue. So if we reverse things, they would go to the north. And then I wish is O. O to sell without the final letter. Because if you were saying I wish I could auction, you might go O to sell. In a strange cryptic way, you might do that anyway. That's why I think the clue needs a question mark. It's extremely convoluted. It's clever but convoluted. So this book of the Bible now, I do not know a book of the Bible that goes in there. Oh, okay. Where Bible readers may turn, they may turn to the Old Testament, to OT. And that spells toot, which is a warning sign. goodness. Okay, right, so we're back over here again. Pipe set alight here. Or this could be pipe set. And then alight here would be somewhere where you would alight from a ship or from a... So this could be the name of a dog or a key or a... And this could be a set of bagpipes or a pipe set. I still don't know it though. Let's go for this one again. Chips Peter had with spoon at wedding. Chips Peter had. Peter can often be safe in crosswords. Peter is a word that means safe, but the capitalisation there is a bit naughty if that's the case. Because Peter, in its meaning, which means safe, doesn't have a capital letter. Oh, Alexa's turned on.
I can't connect to your Wi-Fi network. You can find setup instructions in the help section of your Alexa app.
Okay, I don't know what I said there that triggered Alexa to come on, but she wants to get in on the video. Chips Peter had with spoon at wedding. Spoon at wedding. I haven't got a clue what that is. I don't even know how to read that clue. It's quite rare for me to see a crossword clue and just have no clue what it's on about at all, but unfortunately that is an example. Let's go back to this one. I need to get this one, otherwise we might have a did not finish. What's so smart about saving time? I have got this. Smart, if something smarts, it hurts. So if I reverse the word hurt around a T, I can create the word truth. So what's so? I think if something's so, it's correct, i.e. it's a truth. So I think this is truth. And that means, well, what's this then? That could be quince. Quince, that does ring a bell. I think this is something I read to my children sometimes, The Owl and the Pussycats. Quince. Owl and the Pussycats. They had mince and slices of quince, all from a runcible spoon. It's something like that. I think this is quince. I don't understand the Chips Peter part of it then. Chips Peter. Peter Quince? Peter Quince. That does ring a bell as well. Peter Quince. Peter Quince. Chips Peter. So Chips could be saying it's a carpenter called Peter in a book. I bet this is some Dickens reference or something. Peter Quince. Peter Quince. That's ringing a vague bell. I'm going to go with quince. I think it's right. I think it's some sort of reference to Edward Lear, combined with some other reference, I don't know. So, pipe set alight here. If you alight on a step or a stop. Is this an organ stop reference? Pipe set. Stop. Pipe set. I never really understood what an organ stop is. I just know that there is a thing called an organ stop. I would alight at the stop, but, you know, this is your stopped. I like stop more than step. I'm going to go with this. Let's go with it, and then we can figure out some of the questions. And it's, please don't be wrong. I wanted to put a fat chance. Why did I put a fit chance? Sorry, that's my fault. I hope in the video I did say a fat chance. I even looked at the anagram there. Oh, that's so stupid. Oh well, never mind. I think it's still correct. All this stop, truth, and quince stuff down here are correct. Miss Saw was okay, and Gayo was okay. Astrid. Monstrously difficult puzzle, monstrously clever puzzle. I mean, the amount of general knowledge you needed to solve this. Danish name, New Zealand port, French expression, Latin word, General Tom Thumb being small, Edward Lear and something I don't know, something to do with organ stops, Bratislava, perhaps not the easiest city in the whole world, T.S. Eliot, it's Vincent van Gogh and Don McLean, Octavia. I mean, it is just, it's a magnificent challenge, this puzzle. And yeah, very impressive. Let me just see what we can find in terms of Peter Quince. Okay, so here's the Peter Quince reference. It seems that it was Shakespeare, not Dickens, so my ignorance, I'm afraid. Midsummer Night's Dream, which I've seen countless times, didn't remember there was a character called Peter Quince in it. And yeah, he was a carpenter. So that's the Chips reference. And wow, that's not easy. Look, this is the Owl and the Pussycat, third verse. Married the next day by the turkey who lived on a hill. They dined on mince and slices of quince, which they ate with a runcible spoon. So I was nearly there with that one. Let's just check some of this other stuff, see if Comme Faut was correct, as it should be. Just a French translation there. What else? Oh, stop. I wanted to check what the meaning of stop was. Fret on a guitar. A set of pipes, a set of organ pipes there. So pipe set is the definition. Wow, that's not easy. Let's check Subsister. There's Subsister there. Actor or writer who seeks to arouse sentimental feelings in his or her audience. Okay, didn't quite know that definition. And there's the Ngao from the Maori, a New Zealand tree with white wood. So absolutely superb puzzle and very, very hard, and that's why this video is so long. But for those of you who are either new to the Times crossword or new to the really difficult Times crosswords, this was a fantastic example of one. So much going on in this, so much to admire. Loved it. Would love to know how who the setter is. And yeah, if the setter wants to tell us in comments, I'll definitely name check them in a future video. So thanks very much to the setter, whoever they are, and we'll be back soon with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.